everybody. Welcome back to Speak Shalonda. Thanks again so much for joining me here again. Just tapping in real quick. I'm obviously in a different place. I'm in my bedroom now. I literally had to release this message as quickly as possible. God woke me up early this morning around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I could not go back to sleep. And so as I tried to toss and turn and tried to do all that I could to go back to sleep, I finally just got up and began to commune with him. And so pacing the floors this morning, the Holy Spirit spoke to me very clearly and said, it's okay. It's okay. He's speaking to me, but he's also speaking to you. If you're listening, if you're watching, if you're viewing, especially if you felt led to or drawn to click on this video, then this message is for you. Over the last few weeks, I have been diligently working tirelessly on so many different things, that initiatives, most of which are things that God has called me to do, and some of which I do a lot on my own. And sometimes you feel isolated. You may feel that way right now in the season of your life. You feel isolated because you don't have the support, quote unquote, that you think that you deserve or need or even desire. And on top of that, the burden of the call that is upon your life, whatever that looks like, whether you are called to be a mother, whether you're called to be an executive in corporate America, whether you're called to ministry, whether you're called to a very hefty role in your company or in your family. Maybe you're that person that is just consistently leaned on. You are that person. So whatever your season is, it is something very similar to mine. The burden that I carry, the cross that I bear on behalf of the kingdom for the fulfillment of God's will for my life, to fulfill his purpose for my life, to continue to walk and progress into his destiny, the weight of it, the responsibilities of it, the tossing and turning when I am not able to rest because the weight of what God is calling me to do is so heavy. And it gets lonely. They say it's lonely at the top. It's lonely in a lot of different places and seasons of our lives spiritually. And so God reminded me early this morning and said, it's okay. It's okay in this season of your life when you feel like you want to whine and complain to God. And I felt guilty for doing that. God had to say, just tell me what you're feeling. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you are experiencing. Talk to me about it. And he also spoke to me about the fact that a lot of times we as in me, like to handle the day-to-day, the small tasks. God calls you to something big and extravagant. And so you think that you take that which he's called you to do, and then you then turn around and say, okay, well, I got it from here, God. And you start working through those little bitty details and not necessarily leaving God out, but you don't rely on him as much as you could. And so in those moments when I was doing that, he reminded me that I need to invite him into those moments, into those teeny tiny moments of our lives when we think that we can handle it because it's the normal day to day, if you will. But God says, invite me into those moments as well. It's the little intricate details. And this is where we can really fine tune our relationship with God, because we get to see him working through us. We get to experience him activating his power, his wisdom, his glory upon our lives. And so it begins to manifest in the earth. And so that gives us the opportunity to know his character a little bit more. And obviously, as we get to know him, we get to know ourselves in turn. And so that alone that revelation and that message alone, that message of encouragement alone helped me to realize, you know what? It is okay. And so this is a season that I'm encouraging myself and you as well, that if you have to write it everywhere, I'm a huge proponent of when God speaks something, you make sure that you see it, you hear it, you know it, and you repeat it, you declare it as much as you possibly can until it becomes your truth. The enemy would have you to think that it's not okay. The enemy would have you to think that you're not going to make it. The enemy would have you to believe that you should just throw in the towel. But God is saying, even in this discomfort, even in this space where you have been moved out of your comfort zone, even in this space where you're starting to feel weary and you want to whine and complain, and you are possibly whining and complaining in this season where you feel isolated, where you don't feel supported and you don't feel undergirded. God said it's okay because He's with us. Again, if we're not inviting Him into those little bitty intricate details of our lives, then it's easy for us to forget that He's present, because we're mightily trying to handle these things on our own. Superwomen, Superman, that's what we opt to do when we've been called with this, or given this tall order to fulfill. Okay, God, you called me to do this. You called me to be the mother of this beautiful family. And it's hard when you're trying to juggle A, B, and C and X, Y, and Z's. So I want you to know that I'm not just talking about ministry. I'm not just talking about the corporate life. I'm talking about life in general. God has callings. These are called coverings. The calling is a covering. He's covered us with this calling, and this calling then manifests in the area of our skills, our gifts, our passions, our interests. That's what manifests. That's what manifests and helps us to see what our purpose is. Your purpose to be a mother, your purpose to be a spouse, your purpose to be a CEO, your purpose to be an entrepreneur, your purpose to be a evangelist, a missionary, your purpose to be a street pastor or preacher. Your purpose, the call upon your life, the many hats that you have been called to wear. God said, in this season right now, when you're feeling the complete overwhelm, God is saying, take a moment to realize that it's okay to feel the way that you feel, and not to feel guilty. Not to feel guilty for feeling this way, because you are so determined to do what God has called you to do. You're so determined to be successful. You're so determined to help and make a difference in this world, to make a difference in your family, to make a difference for your business, to make a difference in your community, in your neighborhood, to make a difference in your household. You're so determined, and you're so fueled, and you're so zealous to push forward. And the enemy, again, would, like I said, would have you to believe that things are not okay for you. That enemy could have you believe that this is the season where you should just give up because nothing seems to feel right. But God is again saying, it's okay. So in your quiet time, when you're in your car driving alone, remind yourself that not only that it's okay, meaning everything in your life is okay, but also remind yourself that I'm okay. I'm okay. And the reason why you are okay, the reason why things that surround your life, the reason why it is okay is because God is right smack dab in the center. Again, if you acknowledge Him in all your ways, right? And He will direct your path. But if you seek Him first, He'll give you everything that you need. So invite Him into the little things. Invite Him into your parenting. Invite Him into your parenting issues or concerns or problems or trouble or challenges. Invite Him into how you're juggling, or your struggle with juggling so many different things and trying to be a multitasker. Invite him into those challenging moments of your life, and don't feel guilty, because you are so destined to be successful. That's inevitable. That's inevitable. But this is just a quick message to let you know, and or to remind you that it's okay. That we, you are okay. I hope this blesses you. I pray to God that you take this message and go to him in prayer. Spend time with him so that he can give you downloads, so that he can continue to confirm this message for you within your spirit, so that it can become alive in you, that his word will come alive in you, and you will begin to walk it, think it, speak it, and live it. You're okay.